Oh, my name's Darren Rudy, and I'm the co-director of Down These Dark Streets, along with my partner in crime, Luke Elder.
Um, I am the writer of the story. I'm co-directing. Wow. Um, my theatrical background, I started acting when I was somewhere around 7 or 8 years old. I think that watching Superman as a small child with Christopher Reeve and being enamored by that, and then quickly coming to the sense that he was an actor and realizing that's what I wanted to do.
My background is in film. I studied it in college. That's what I got my degree in, and that's what I've been interested in wanting to do as a career since I was about 16. And so fortunately, I met Luke.
Met up with some of my mentors who were excited about the fact that I was getting back into theater. And they put me in contact with some people, one of which was a guy named Chad Badgerow, who ran a local theater company in Lansing, Michigan called Peppermint Creek, and also did a local theater festival called Renegade Theater Festival. Um, Through meeting Chad, Chad encouraged me to write something for that year's festival. The play was amazingly successful. I could not have asked for a better response from the audience. I could have not predicted a better outcome than I was given. I moved to Arizona to pursue a band that had been kind of this elusive dream for years with two individuals. I worked very hard on that for about 2 years, in the process meeting Darren Rudy, my co-director, co-producer, co-everything in this, while doing a music video.
I think we were both pretty happy how it came out. I really liked the music, and I just provided the visuals to the music that they created.
We started to develop a relationship and started to kind of dig a little bit into our love of film.
And I think that I was interested in doing some more narrative films. I hadn't really done any narrative films in a couple of years. And Luke had this project, and it's very much him. It's his writing. It's his story. I just kind of sat down and gave my ideas, and I kind of sort of oversaw it.
Story comes from a few different places. One is this proverb, so to speak, that my father used to tell me, a fable, pretty sure of his own design. He used to talk about, if you got dressed up and you looked as sharp as you possibly could, and you smelled great, you looked great, and then you purposely put a smudge of oil just on the side of your face, and you went out in public, the only thing people would see was that smudge of oil. They wouldn't see anything else.
Well, I like the idea. I'm always interested in sort of people that it's sort of the underbelly of society, and they have sort of antisocial behavior, not the social norms, and it's sort of exploring that and trying to why that makes people do what they do in terms of what connects people and what makes them different at the same time, and also being able to kind of some of the themes resonating of what you do. Does that necessarily explain who you are as an individual? And oftentimes it doesn't really. And those are just facades that are presented. Society looks at you one way. You may think of yourself as one way, but your behavior and the individual could be someone completely different.
Sometimes we unintentionally put ourselves in a box because of our own fears, our own wants, or our own misgivings about ourselves, and then put that forward, and that's not necessarily who we are. That's where the story derives from.
We had a large idea of that we wanted to do, but we couldn't present it in a 10-minute film, and so trying to do a 10-minute film with a 90-page screenplay or stage play just couldn't be done. We wouldn't do justice to it, but we can take the characters and we can create something new.
Each character is specifically there to show us something about ourselves. I think the best, not to say that ours is by far anywhere going to be the best, but the best stories I've ever read, every character teaches me something about who I am and what it means to be human. I've seen all of Darren's work. Darren has way more technical experience than I have. Many times I've been sitting around a table at a production meeting, and Darren and the other guys who have more technical background get talking about cameras, and they start throwing out words like ISO and frames per second and all these things that at some point just go, and I'm just sitting there waiting because I don't know what they're talking about. I have no clue. You can stick me on a stage, hand me some lines, and I'm good to go. But when it comes to that technical aspect of the details, the camera work and lighting, and in many ways the things that really make a movie special, I'm out of my element. So I need a team.
But with this, I think it offered an interesting opportunity to get to work with Luke, because Luke's an actor. And what I've wanted to do is I wanted to be completely rounded as I could as a director in terms of having that technical background, being very confident in what I can do technically, but also most importantly in terms of working with actors, doing it in a way that I'm not micromanaging them, but feeling confident in terms of making sure I can give the right adjustments. And I think the fact that Luke came from a theater background and I came from the more technical background in production, that we wanted to bring our two minds together and see what we could do.
In the same respects that Darren is leaning on me a little bit to learn more about working with actors, I'm doing the same with Darren when it comes to the technical. Like, I've really learned a lot about angles, and I look at movies a little bit differently in terms of the shot setup, and I'm starting slowly to see films more like I'm able to hear music. When I hear music, I know exactly what's going on. When I see a play, I know exactly what's going on. And slowly but surely, I'm developing that with the ability to film.
Is we both enjoy collaborating with other people. We both feel that we have something to bring to the table, but we can't do it on our own. And I kind of feel that, particularly with Luke, he brings something to the project in terms of he's not only the actor, but in terms of he's directed actors on stage, and even though film, it's a different medium, but still in terms of getting to the art of working with actors, that's something that I've definitely done in my previous projects. And I've done a little bit of theater myself, but I don't really consider myself a theater person. I prefer the screen. And so I think really getting to work with Luke, it's exciting. And getting to work with the actors along with Luke and Jaren, he's very enthusiastic. Krista is very enthusiastic, and I think that they're each going to bring something. And hopefully we can present three-dimensional characters that can create a world and that the audience will want to see, and hopefully want to see more of after the credits roll.